All right. I
Hey.
think we're on. Yeah. Hey guys.
Hey, good
Hey,
morning,
good morning.
everybody, or
Yeah.
maybe good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are.
Yes. Yes,
This
yes.
might be
Yep,
this
we're Sean and
might be
Allison, Spoken Garden. It's been a while since we've
yeah,
done
it's
this
been
live.
last November, I believe, was our last
Yeah,
live.
yeah, couple months.
Been a
Couple
while.
months, about half a year. So,
We're so
yeah.
excited to be back. We've been trying to get back on schedule, you guys. A lot of you have been asking us, hey, when are you bringing the Saturday morning garden chat back? And we're happy to say we're here.
Yep, here we are. Yeah, it's taken us a little bit to kind of get our bearings again,
It
get
has.
back on a schedule after we moved, but we're back. We're back on a schedule, and we're able to do these lives now, and this is great. This is so fun, and yeah, we're just excited to be here
No,
with
I
you
think we're
guys.
just kind of like, yay, we're here.
Yeah.
There's a few of you chiming in on the chat, and we're so thankful that you're here with us. So good morning to Yogi Gardner.
Water, how to do that, and we've got a whole list broken down into 3 categories, and we'll get into that in just a minute. We're excited to talk to you about
I
them.
know we really are.
You know, if yeah, if you're in the chat, go ahead and let us know. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and possibly if you know what zone you and
Oh
your
yeah, it's
garden are
always
in,
fun.
let us know in the chat. That'd be fun to know. We're in zone 8B, and right now we're actually when we started all this, give you some backstory. When
I
we
know
started all
backstory
this,
time.
and we started doing lives and our YouTube channel. We started out in Tacoma, Washington, which is zone 8B, but that's further inland, about 2 hours from where we are now. Well, not recently. We sold our house about,
Yeah,
back last February,
it
this
feels
past
recent
February.
still. It's been a
It
blur.
does. So, yeah, this past February we sold our house. We moved out to Ocean Shores temporarily. So now we've been here. We're getting on a schedule, back into workflow. And so now we're here. So we're still in zone 8B, but it's a little different because the temperatures and stuff out here are really, really mild
Yeah,
and
really.
really consistent. It's not like being inland where you got a 30-degree difference every, day to night difference. Out here, it's maybe like 10 degrees difference every day. It's
It's
different
different.
for us.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been, and we're just like
So,
Sean mentioned, we're here temporarily while we're searching for property. We want
mhm.
acreage. So we actually literally outgrew our previous home, which was my grandparents' house, which we took
Yes.
care of after that. Yeah. So anyway, a lot of you that have been here with us for a while know because we've talked about
Hmm.
kind of the upcoming move at that time, and now here we are. So
Yeah. So,
yeah.
so yeah, again, if you're here, let us know what zone you're in, what your name is, and where you're hailing from. So what do we got? We got
Sylvia is from Cornwall in Zone 9,
awesome.
she thinks.
That's
So
great.
that is so cool. That is like on my travel
Oh
list. I
yeah,
know that you
yeah,
want to go there
yeah.
too.
Me too. Never been.
Yeah,
So
I know.
yeah,
That's,
sure, it's
oh, I'd
beautiful
love
there.
to go there
That's awesome,
sometime.
Sylvia.
So thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Wow.
totally. And I think
Yeah, Yogi Gardner said she'll be back.
oh, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, and those of
So
you that are watching on the replay, please let us know in the comments where you're from, and yeah, if you know your zone.
and make sure it's morning where we're at anyway. And so I've got my cup of coffee. Allison's got her
My tea.
English breakfast tea. We're literally waking up with you
I
guys.
know.
So yeah, it's really cool.
So let us know, yeah, if you can hear us okay, that'd be helpful too. We're making sure all our tech is
Yeah,
working.
yeah. Let us know how our audio is. If it's too low, if it's too high, just give us a holler in the comments.
Yeah. So okay, moving forward. So do you want to show our new?
Sure. So okay,
Want
guys.
to talk about
So
that? Okay.
we've been busy. We put we're putting videos out. We're doing different content things out there. So we've also been redesigning the little dibby, which is this. There's our little dibby. And if you don't know, this is a seed planting and seed transplanting tool. It's one tool with 2 different ends on it. So you use this end real quick. It's got graduated markings on it, so you can you can put this and use this down in your garden soil when you're sowing seeds. And there's an eighth of an inch, half inch, 3/4 inch, and it just goes. It's all graduated. You can use this to get the right depth, and every single time when you're planting seeds according to what you need. And then when the seeds have grown up into seedlings and they're ready to transplant, you can scoop them out with this and then transplant them real easy. This is our tool that we sell on Etsy. So we've been busy though not only producing these, but also producing these.
The giant Dibby.
Yeah, this is called the Dibi
Dibby
XL,
XL.
and so we just got this. We're just now in production with these, and so wanted to let you know we've been a little busy getting this ready. So we got a bigger version of the little Dibi. So anyway, wanted to let you guys know about that. We're not selling these yet,
They will
but
be soon, probably in
yeah,
the probably
maybe in the next
next
couple weeks to a
week.
month.
I know.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure what we wanted to say with that, but
yeah.
yeah.
So
So that's going to be available soon, and
I just wanted to update you guys on that because these are really cool.
No,
Terrible.
so okay, so here we are with the garden chat, and we definitely need to well, we wanted to let you guys know we're going to move into our topic pretty soon here.
Yes, yes.
We kind of did this different in the past, and we're going to try something new today. So hopefully you guys like this. Maybe this will work better for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But usually we would do like a question and answer from YouTube because there's so many amazing
Oh my
comments
gosh.
and questions from
So many,
all of our videos.
so many
And
questions.
we
It's
just
great. Keep them coming, by the
please
way.
keep them
Keep them
coming. I
coming.
mean, we're working hard to try to
We're
get
try
to them.
we're trying.
It's just like we're bombarded with amazing questions. We can't get
Yep.
to all of them, and we want to help every single person. So
We're amazed at all the great questions we get
there's
from
so
you
many,
guys.
and that you trust us with
It's
your
awesome,
questions.
totally. Yeah.
So we used to do Q&A at the beginning, and sometimes that would take like a really long time, and then we wouldn't get to our live topic until
Yup.
later. But there's so much we want to chat with you guys about regarding our topics. We're going to go ahead and just do that now. So we are going to roll into
Rolling.
water saving tips in the garden. This was actually a question from one of our audience members not too long ago, maybe in the last couple
Oh yeah.
weeks. So
Neri.
Neri Illman.
Yep, from Utah. I can't remember your zone,
Oh,
Neri.
Utah, good
So
memory.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember your zone, Neri, but really great question. And so we just picked that. We're gonna tackle
I
it
know,
today.
and
So
so as we start rolling into this topic, we put some questions out on our YouTube. Kind of, we put a poll out. We've also been talking about it on our Instagram channel a little bit, just to get some feedback from you guys and hear, what kind of tips maybe do you already have to share with others? What do you already do that works well for you to save more water in your garden?
totally, yeah. So if you do something very specific before we get into this, before we get into this, um, if you have a specific tip or something you want to share that you do out in your garden to conserve water, drop it in the chat. Let us, just let everybody know what you do in your garden to conserve water.
Yeah, we want to share ideas today. We're not here to like tell you exactly what to do because some of these things maybe you already do or you've already heard about. So our idea was just to kind of put together a list of and kind of group it in an interesting way,
Yeah,
maybe for you.
totally. Yeah. So okay. So getting into things here, let's do this, and then, oops, hold on there, everybody. Sorry. Okay, there we go. All right.
Take a drink of my tea while he's getting set up.
While I get it going, we're gonna shrink. Oh, we're shrinking. Okay, and we're gonna
There we
go. There we go. Okay. Gotta
So
shrink
do
it.
you have, we kind of said this already, but do you have any water saving tips for your garden that you could share with others? And if so, drop them in the chat or leave them in the comments if you're watching this replay or at any time through the chat, let us know. If you have any tips that you're like, oh yeah, this is what I do and this works really well. Like, for example, we removed our lawn at our old house. A lot of houses, suburban gardens and whatnot, everybody loved lawns,
Yeah.
but it's almost kind of an outdated thing a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of from like the 50s and 60s on to about, maybe until about maybe 10 or so years
It's
ago.
like the lawn is just like a huge, huge resource that takes it takes so many resources to keep.
But the whole thing is, hey, when you buy a house, you're going to have a white picket fence. You're going to have this nice green lawn out front.
It's beautiful.
Everybody can
I mean,
play out in it.
it is beautiful.
The kids can play on it. Dogs can go out and run around. Everybody can have fun, and it's beautiful. It's nice and picturesque. But yeah, things are changing. And so you got to we really need to think about how we use water, and and how where is it going, especially in our gardens, because everything's so water heavy. Plants need water, so. Yeah.
If you live in any area anywhere that has any kind of drought or has like water restrictions or
Yeah.
rations, like
Yeah.
this is really a big deal because like we don't want to stop gardening. So how do we take care of our plants?
Yep.
It may come to that point where you have to just let some of your garden go, and none of us want to do that.
And maybe you've already made this change out in your yard.
Yeah.
In our old house, we completely changed our front yard. We took out all the grass and we built it up, and we kind of terraced it. There were 2 levels to it, and we put in raised garden beds, and the rest of it was gravel around it. And that way we used a lot less water, but we still were able to use this space to produce flowers and vegetables and different things, just to really have a lot of fun and keep gardening.
It was fun. I know.
So-
We have to mention though, we did keep a little patch of grass in the backyard for our dog.
Yeah.
But there's alternatives to that too. So maybe we'll talk about that a little
Oh
bit
yeah, I
later.
forgot about that. Yeah, that'd be fun. So anyway,
Okay, so moving
there we go.
forward.
Yes.
Here we go.
So tips for saving water in the garden. Yeah, and again, if you have any water saving tips you want to share with us today and share with everybody here, drop it in the chat. We'd love to hear your ideas and what you do out in your garden. So, all right. So moving on to
Moving
the
forward. Okay.
slide.
So our goal for today's topic is just really quick, share ideas with all of us, for us to share with you, for you to share with us. Ways you can save more water, like immediately. Like we kind of grouped our ideas into like, well, we'll tell you more in a minute, but things that you can do immediately. Like you can literally walk outside right now and make a few changes in your yard that might help.
Yep, yep. Even right after you're done,
Yeah.
here on this live, the live's over with. You go out in your garden for the day. You can walk out there and literally do some of these things right now if you want to conserve more water.
And then also in the future, things that maybe you could start thinking about, like, okay, well, maybe next spring I want to redesign some things, and it's not really something you can do right now.
Well,
Like,
even
you
in
need to
fall,
plan maybe,
you know,
or
in
maybe fall.
yeah, the
Yeah.
fall's coming up. If you can't do it exactly right now this weekend or in the next couple of weeks, maybe this fall. And so we've got all those laid out. It's gonna be fun. So,
Yeah, we'll get to that in
yep,
just a sec here.
yep. So here's our first. Okay, so first off, what is maybe it's kind of confusing what water conservation really is. Well, really, it's just the act of using water efficiently to reduce your water usage and your cost in your garden and around your house. So that's what we're coming at water conservation with today.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. And like we just said already, we're going to group our kind of ideas into three categories. There's things you can do right now, like walk outside today and
yeah,
start making some changes.
pretty cool.
Things you can do this fall, so it's maybe a month ahead. And things you can do long term, so like next summer or spring or summer, or even the following year.
I know
So,
it's gonna be fun.
and you'll see some overlap because there's things that you can kind of do every season that might help.
Yep, you could do some things right now and then also do the same thing in the fall and maybe this next spring. So, all right. Don't mind the mower sound there.
Oh,
Just
if you can hear that. So, okay, let's talk about some things you can do right now. It's like immediate gratification, right? So you can add mulch. Okay, maybe you don't have a pile of any type of mulch that you want to use. You can use grass or leaf clippings.
even compost.
Compost. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a lot
compost can
of
be used
different
as
types
mulch.
of mulch, right?
Yeah, and what that does, if you're not familiar with this, mulch just literally creates a barrier over your soil and around your plants to help as a barrier for water not to evaporate directly out of the soil from your plants, so they have more soil available to them in their roots. So it slows down that evaporation out of the soil, and it helps your plants regulate the temperature of their roots in the root zone, so they can grow healthy and more optimally. So that's one thing you could do right now if you wanted to, especially.
There's so many
Yeah.
benefits. Next, you can water deeply. This is just a practice of watering
Yes, and
that
so
maybe you don't do yet. I don't know.
and this
Some
works
of you
really well, especially for established plants, because the whole concept is watering deeply. You're watering an area very slowly over a long time because you want that water to slowly percolate through that soil and get down to those roots, and then go down further past those roots in the root zone, hopefully, and that soil profile go down further. So then it's readily available and stays down there a little bit longer for drier times when you don't you're not watering the plants, and so the roots will have that available to them in drier times.
Yeah, it's really important.
But
I know.
so for watering deep though, it doesn't work that great for established plants because, or sorry, it works great for establishing plants, not for new plants that you just planted
Yeah,
within the
like
first year of planting them. Their root zones aren't out into the soil as far as they need to be to get that added benefit of deep watering. So those new plants just planted this year need to be watered on a regular basis to get them established so you can then deep water.
yeah, that's good.
So, okay.
Checking hoses and your garden hoses, your garden. If you use any kind of attachments, like we use a dram watering wand, it's like our favorite. Checking for leaks, checking the gaskets, make sure they're not ripped. Or, I know we've been helping my mom. She's had some leaks going on, so we've been trying to kind of diagnose and like change out parts and stuff and try to help.
Totally. Yeah, and it's really
'Cause-
easy. And so when Nelson says gaskets, if you're not familiar with that term, it's a little rubber washer that goes inside the fitting on the end where the hose connects to your watering wand or your water nozzle. And if you don't have that in there, you tighten that and connect your watering nozzle onto the hose. It's still going to leak water because it can't get a tight fit and seal between the two pieces. And so, and they're real easy. Those little rubber washers, those gaskets will fall out real easy if apart, you're taking apart the hose from the water nozzle or watering one. So
Yeah,
look for that too, because they can fall out real easy.
I know it's a good, and you can
So,
go out and do that today. Schedule watering for early morning. Now this is a little bit different than deep watering, right? Because
Yes, it's
it's
very different.
kind of sounds a little opposite because watering deeply you don't necessarily do on a regular schedule, but this would be like get up every morning, at the same time and get out and water.
And yeah, and I'm glad you said that. The deep watering, you can do deep watering. You do it inconsistently. You don't do it on a regular basis because you're trying to train your plants to not have consistent watering, so they get more efficient in their water usage, and they draw upon that deeper water down in the soil. Um, but even if you have regular watering in your landscape because you need to, because of how the soil is and how it's everything's set up, you're surrounded by, you don't have a really deep bed, a really deep soil profile to deep water, so you have to do regular watering. Watering in the morning is really good, like the early morning. Sometimes people will water late at night or really early morning, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's when the plant's respiration is the lowest in general, and so they're not using up all that water really fast because everything's dark, right? It's cool, the temperatures are cooling off, the sun's not beating down on them, and so their respiration and their use of water is really low. So it's fun to, and it's good. So their stress levels low. So you water that time of day or morning, let's say, and um, they won't be so stressed that they're sucking it up so fast, and then there's still not any water left. There'll be plenty of that water left in the soil profile after that morning for them to continue to use. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. So
Okay, so
so
kind of along those lines, a little bit could be an easy way. Like if you're busy in the morning, you're getting kids ready for school or you're getting ready for your work or whatever, set timers.
yes.
I mean, this could kind of be like you could do this now if you want to just, go find some, get them on Amazon or wherever you get your supplies,
Hmm.
or maybe this fall or even next spring. This one could have kind of been on every list, but
Yeah.
we've used timers in the past.
Oh.
Sometimes we're like, we don't want to get out and water, or we're like busy, we're on a call or something. So we have timers that go off, and it saves like a lot of time.
Yep, it does. And so if you look down on the description of this video, the description down there, we've got a water timer down there. It's on Amazon, so you can go check it out. It's from AquaJoe, but it's actually SunJoe. It's the same company, whatever. It's a great timer. We used it.
Do we have that link?
Yeah, with the links in there,
Yeah, that's a
and
good
we've
timer.
used
I like
that
that.
actual timer for many years. It's a great, simple timer to use, and it's really, it takes a lot of abuse, and it takes, it'll, because well, sometimes we can be hard on things, right? Everybody.
Yeah,
So we're in the garden, we're moving around. So anyway,
gets dropped.
yeah,
And,
totally. And so, but it's really tough, and it's a good timer to use and to set. So that's down there, and then also the next one, kind of with the next one,
oh, water emitters. Yeah.
using emitters with the timers, um, soaker hoses,
Yeah, or drip irrigation.
drip
Or, yeah.
irrigation, or water emitters that bring anything that you can use to literally have the water placed in the direct spot that you want it and not just spread it out over a large area. That'll conserve more water too and get the plants the water right to their roots, right where they need
Yeah.
it. So
But again, this could be like, oh, I'm going to remember that for next summer. Because I mean, we are, kind of halfway through summer here already.
there could be some good sales though on some of
Oh,
this
that's a
stuff
good,
because we
yeah,
are
good
so
call.
far into the summer.
That's
People
true.
might be like, "Oh, I got to get rid of these, so let's do a sale." So it might be a little
I
bit
know.
cheaper.
Now, okay, the next one on our list might be something you've thought about, or maybe not. And this could be a little controversial, maybe. Changing your container material. And I say
Mm,
controversial because you might like have favorite, like we love terracotta pots, but terracotta are like water suckers, right? They kind of absorb and take water away from the soil.
they do.
But they're so cute and they look great in the garden, but it's like, is it if you live in a, again, like a very drought tolerant type climate, or you're having water restrictions or anything, like
Hmm.
that might not be the right pot that you should be using.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a
terracotta
little
pots.
thing, but
Yeah, no, totally. Terracotta pots can, under certain circumstances, wick the water out and actually pull it out of the soil under certain circumstances. So,
yeah,
what we've come to find out is we really like the
I love
terracotta,
them.
but glazed.
The glazed
Glazed
ones
pots.
would be a better option.
They're
Yeah.
they're colored, they're beautiful, they're shiny, and they're completely sealed off on the outside at
Actually,
least.
I mean, they will withstand winters if you accidentally leave them out. We have,
Yeah,
I mean, maybe not real harsh winters, but
they're
we've
tough.
left them outside
They're a little
to be
tougher than
free.
just the normal terracotta
Yeah.
pots. But we have some plastic ones, some resin ones,
And
and
plastic, it's like, oh, plastic. And again, like, you know, we're trying to eliminate as much plastic as we can. And I know that kind of goes against our little divvy because this is right now made of ABS plastic, but we're coming up. Our goal all along with this was to make this out of recycled plastics. We're still working toward that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to think, oh, I don't want to add a huge plastic container, but they last a long time and
It's durable.
they're durable.
Yeah, they're
So
durable.
that is an option.
Yeah. So
But anyway,
yeah. So yeah, container material. It can help you
yeah.
conserve water. And then also adding saucers, those little, I don't know, they almost look like plates, right? They're little saucer plates underneath your containers. Because what happens is you water your plants, some of the water will leak out. Well, those saucers will collect so much, and then it can be actually sucked back into the pot through the soil, and like a little bit of a wicking motion going on there, some activity where the water gets sucked back in and can be used again by the pot.
Yeah.
So it's a nice way to not have to let the water just go away outside the pot and drop to the ground or through your deck or whatever.
I mean,
So
we don't have saucers under
mm,
most of our
excuse me.
containers. I think we have a couple saucers maybe
Yeah.
that we have under a few of our pots, but like that's something you don't think about. You just buy the pot, but sometimes you don't think, oh, buy the saucer. It doesn't come with it usually. So
And also a saucer will keep your like deck and patio and different areas a lot cleaner
yeah,
because you're not
that's
having the
true.
continual water go across it and create algae or anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keeps it clean,
yeah, that you
clean and
can.
tidy.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's a added benefit. So
Yeah,
wow, that was quite the list.
yeah.
That's
I mean, there's so many more, right?
there are a
So many
lot
more
more, and
things.
these are things you can actually go out and do right now, like today, or even this weekend and the next week. Easy stuff to do.
Yeah,
Real easy stuff to do.
so a question for you guys, is there anything that you could share with all of us that we could also implement, you know, that any of us could implement today?
Yeah.
Like, do you have any water saving tips we missed? Because I mean, obviously there are many more.
Oh yeah.
So if you have any to share, please drop them in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, please drop them in the comments
Totes.
and share that. Now, quick side note, because we
Side
have a question here. Okay, so Tyra Moore was wondering if we're taking questions.
Yeah, sure.
So it's about cucumbers though, and we're not vegetable gardeners. I mean, we are, but we're not like experts, right?
We usually do, Tyra, we usually do plant and flower care in general, but more ornamentals than vegetables. But we can
But I
try
mean,
it.
a
Oh,
lot of
sure.
things are like, so she's wondering, she's having a problem with gnats.
Ooh, fun.
Yag gnats? I'm not familiar with yag
Me
gnats.
either.
But she's from Indiana, it sounds like.
Okay.
So she's having a problem with these gnats around her cucumbers.
Okay.
She's wondering if we have any suggestions.
Um,
Like, are they eating the cucumbers? Like, what?
I think there can be some damage depending. Well, I mean, I'm not familiar. We're not familiar with the gnats.
Like the specific, yeah.
But look at your moisture levels, how you're growing
That's what I was
things.
wondering,
If
yeah.
there's any standing water, that could be a water source for them. Um, and if they're just persisting and you're doing everything perfectly, you can always use a. This worked for me in grad school when I was doing my research, and I grew all my plants in a greenhouse. Um, uh, and I had gnats. I had aphids. I had gnats. You know, it's greenhouse growing, but I had the same problem, and so I grew like zinnias and different ornamentals. But this can apply to you too. Do a water dish soap solution, and because that'll be safe for you. It's safe mostly for the plants, and do a mixture of like maybe. I don't know, 60% water, 40% soap, or maybe a 10% soap, 90% water, whatever you're comfortable with. Actually, the 90-10 will work well. Mix that up, get it in a spray bottle, and when you see the gnats, spray them. Just spray them, and that'll help reduce their numbers. And it might take a little bit of time. You might have to go in and do it like once a day or every couple days or something. But as long as you stay on top of it, and they'll go away eventually. But make sure to take away any gnat habitat, which could be any standing water or puddles or whatever like that, that could be around your garden, under the plants, whatnot. And also any debris. Clean up any dead tissue, any cucumbers, or is it cucumbers?
Cucumbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any cucumbers that they might not be making it right now. They might be dead, or they're just kind of laying around. They're old cucumbers, or other vegetables or other plant pieces and parts that are just laying around, because that can provide housing basically for that. That can be a home for gnats to keep coming back to and have shelter. And so, yeah, so try and do that. Just good housekeeping around your garden, and try to keep the puddles down to a minimum. And then if it persists, use the soap and water spray, and yeah, hopefully that works.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
sorry to hear you're
I
having that, but
know.
yeah, hopefully that helps you. So
Okay. Thank you for your
yeah,
question as
thank you.
well. And those of you joining us too, if you have any questions, we'll definitely take them. Sorry if it takes us a few minutes to get to them. We may not see them right
Totally
away,
right.
but
Totally.
got to get used to like being in the chat again, right?
Yeah,
It's fun.
I know.
Little,
We're getting back into it. This is
this
fun.
is good. We're kind of like,
Yeah. Wow.
okay, so what's next?
What's next? So we did the now, save water now. What about in a little bit, like this fall?
This is a fun list because,
So
it's a little more proactive. I mean, as gardeners, we're always kind of thinking ahead anyway, right? We're always like, okay, well, we got everything kind of set up for summer. What's coming up next? Fall. Fall is a huge gardening month.
mhm,
If you're new to gardening, maybe you didn't really realize that. Like, fall's a
mhm.
big month for
It
gardening.
is. It totally is because there's a lot of
There's
different
so
things
much to do.
that you can do, yeah, in your garden in the fall.
Yeah.
And it kind of just depends on, how you garden, how big your garden is, and what you like to do. But, here's some good fall water saving tips too. So, and I guess need to back this up. One of the things you can do during the fall is plant perennials. It's a good time to plant perennials in and add them into your garden because all the plants usually are done flowering or getting ready to be done flowering. And so they're starting to shut down, go a little bit more dormant, slow down their growth. So it makes it easier to transplant them and take them from one part of your garden and place them in another part, or go buy new plants, new perennials that possibly are on sale. Hey,
Uh,
it's fall,
Actually,
and
that's a great tip.
yeah, go to your local nursery, find those great perennials that are on sale, like cone flowers, like Shasta daisies, blanket flowers. I mean, there's so many different kinds, and then bring them to your house and actually plant them in your garden. It's a great time to do that. So when you're doing that, when you're actually finding these plants to bring in to save water, you can find native plants or drought tolerant plants, plants that once established don't need a lot of water. They can survive under really hot and dry conditions. Those types of plants are great to help you conserve water, and you can add them in the fall.
Yeah, I love that. And things are on sale
Yeah, on
sometimes.
sale. Who
So.
doesn't like a sale?
Plus, this is kind of a segue, but this is a great time to take cuttings of a lot of our favorite plants too. So
Oh
that's a
yeah.
way to add more perennials to your garden for free.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be talking more about that soon. Okay, here's the controversial one: eliminating your lawn, or maybe it's not. Maybe everybody's like, whatever, we don't have lawn anymore. We put a poll out a couple days ago.
Yes.
This was a lot of fun. We asked you guys on YouTube, would you ever remove your lawn in order to save water use in the garden?
Hmm.
31% of you said definitely take my lawn out right now.
That's
Like
cool.
get rid of it.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the majority, the highest percentage.
But the second highest was no, I love my lawn. Don't ask me again. So it's kind of like
Got the two extremes.
battle. It was a close percentage, though. The last ones here are pretty close. So, like, tied for third would be maybe I need to think about this a little more at 18%. And 18% also said, already done it. Who hasn't?
That's awesome.
And then last on the list was what's lawn? I'm a flower fanatic, flowers forever.
Yeah.
And that was kind of that probably didn't really fit the
Yeah.
poll that well, but that's okay.
No, that's cool.
We're flower fanatics too, so.
Oh yeah, and it's fun to
We
get
love
your
this.
guys' responses on this
Oh,
stuff. 'Cause-
definitely and
oh, man.
no.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Love that.
Yep, the two extremes. But it's fun to know that because, it can speak to how you like to garden and what you like out in your garden. Do you want more of the traditional lawn and, white picket fence and, all that in the front yard? Do you want that, or do you want to do a little bit different and um, use your garden in a different way than that? And that's really cool to know because there's so many different ways you can use your garden and your front and backyards and stuff. So
I know.
yeah,
I think
good.
there's so much you can do if you just take your lawn out.
Mm-hmm.
So we would love to talk to you more about that, but we won't be annoying because
No,
we could go on and on about
we can move on.
Okay, so moving forward. Oh, this is a great one. Maybe some of you already do this, but there's some work involved with this one, which is collecting rainwater.
Hmm. It's fun. We
It,
we actually did this
we
at
did.
our old
No,
house.
it was really fun.
We installed two rain barrels, and they were from Costco, and they
Cute.
sat for about a
Those.
year though. We didn't get them
We
installed.
left them for the new owner, so I hope they're
Yeah.
enjoying it.
We left them for a year. We didn't install them. Then we actually got to them and got them installed, and it was fun. It was a little bit of work to get the downspout,
Yeah.
hook into the downspout and get everything level and stuff. But it was fun and it was very rewarding because they filled right up. At the first rain we got, they both filled right up, and it was great to be able to use those rain barrels to water our different areas of our garden without having to turn on our hose spigots and use more water from the municipality. So
No.
that was fun.
Well, not only was that just awesome to be able to use the water, but then the winter hit. Depending on where you live, there's some work to do to kind of put it to, like away for the season of winter because you don't want it to freeze and break and
We've got a video out on that.
yeah.
So search our channel or just YouTube and say Spoken Garden rain barrels in the winter or winter rain barrels or something like that, and you'll find our video on how to do
I
that because
know.
that is coming up with this fall and winter.
Because
But
it's like you want to save the water, but it just makes sense logically. Oh, I'm going to save water all fall and winter because I'm going to get a ton of water, but it freezes and then you could risk breaking
yeah,
pipes and different things. So
yeah, with the water, the water
the water
expands
expands.
when it freezes, and then yeah, it can just basically crack
It can
everything.
mess it all up. So
You
it's
gotta
almost
spend
like,
some money.
yeah, you gotta spend money. So it's almost like you kind of need to put it away and then bring it back out in the spring and collect a ton of rainwater,
Hmm.
right? So there's a little bit of like a process to that, but
That's fun. It's a great way to collect water to then not have to use water from the municipality, and you're conserving water, and you're using what Mother Nature is providing,
I know.
in a way, and that's really cool. So,
That's
yeah.
good.
So
Good.
next up, so modifying your soil. You can modify your soil and kind of do some soil conditioning to also conserve water because if you can increase your soil's water holding capacity, its ability to hold water over a longer period of time, then you don't have to water it as much, right? It'll do better. Your soil and your whole garden then will do better in drought conditions and drier times. And so that's a really good thing. And the way to do that is to basically you can add like compost, you can add mulch, you can mix in different types of topsoils and different kinds of soil like that have organic matter in them, and they add to the soil its capacity to hold more water, and so you can help conserve water that way. So that's a fun way to do that. So if
Yeah.
and an example of that would be this fall, if you're redoing a whole bed, like you're ripping out plants or you're redesigning your part of your garden or something, you take all the plants out, you add in the compost, you add in the mulch, or you add in whatever you're going to do to condition your soil to make it better, to just hold more nutrients or be nutrient rich. Mix all that in, level it all out, then put your plants back in, and and then cover. We would say cover with mulch. Put your mulch down on top of that. So then you're really conserving that water and helping those plants get established. But that's an example of how you would start to condition your soil this fall. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, that comes in with our next one, which you've already seen already, adding mulch. We talk about mulch all the time. We love
we
mulch.
like
We're big
mulch.
proponents of mulch.
We're mulch likers.
There's so many benefits. So that's something that we'll be doing at my mom's house this fall,
Oh
not
yeah.
our own. But usually in the
Oh yeah.
fall we add another layer of mulch because things have started to break down, and
Mm-hmm.
it helps your soil. It just helps everything. So
It's good
that's
stuff.
that's something you can do this fall too.
Totally.
And then this one's a little. This might not be. I don't know. This might not be something you think about for fall, but you can change out your pots. We talked in the previous slide about changing the material of your pots. So have you ever considered changing the style or like function of your pot to maybe like a self-watering container?
Oh yeah, the self-watering
They're expensive, you guys.
it
Some of
can
them
be.
are really pricey, and
Yeah,
I mean, if you've never looked into the option of a self-watering container, yeah, it's kind of sticker shock a little
a
bit.
little bit. But you're paying for the technology
It's the, yeah,
that's actually built into that container to continue to water your plants for a very long period of time. And you all you got to basically do is set it and forget it. That's what really comes into
yeah,
a self-watering container. And the really good ones, they are expensive because they're built out of really great material. They have good technology built into them to help watering your plants for, say, up to anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks, depending on the plant's needs and where you have it placed. But they're great to have
yeah.
if you need something to set it and forget it. Now, down in the description of this video, again, we
That's right.
have a link to, it's called a True Drop self-watering container. It's by Crescent Garden, and we've done some videos for
Well,
them, and
yeah,
we've been sponsored. We've had some of our videos sponsored by them.
we're
Great company for container gardening.
we love our stuff that we've been using. And I was kind of thinking of this as you were saying that, like we're working with them behind the scenes to try to get maybe some type of coupon code or something for you guys.
Yes, we did
So
have one
we
before,
have
but it
one,
ran out,
it
unfortunately.
expired.
That was out of our control. Sorry, guys.
I know, and we want to get one for you again because their stuff is a little. Some of their stuff can be a little
It
pricey,
can be
but
up there, but yeah,
it's really good stuff. So anyway, that's a
it's
self-watering kind
it's
of
in
option.
with them and their containers. It's an investment, and
It's
it's an
totally an
investment over
investment,
time. Just letting you know. So
definitely.
yeah,
So again, let us know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay, like what are some things that you might offer or suggest or share with all of us about things you can do this fall that maybe we forgot about.
yeah, totally, yeah. Especially off this list or just something just off the cuff that it's not on here.
And before we get into that, if we could pause really quick.
Pause.
So first of all, we threw up a random kind of poll. It's not really water saving related, but just wanted to just check in, see what you guys were doing in your garden today. So the poll is, what's on your garden task list today?
Oh yeah.
And 50% of you so far have said nothing, I'm resting today, and the
good
other
for you
50
guys.
so far said everything, I can't wait to garden. So it's like, can't wait to get outside. Also, Mark Pando's here. Hi,
Mark. Hey, Mark.
Mark was a little upset that we didn't announce this better to let him know we were here.
Sorry, buddy.
He's here. He says the weather is cooling down from the hundreds to the 90s, so he's really, really thankful for that.
Oh, I see.
So,
I see your message, Mark. Okay, you're a little upset. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
It was kind of a soft announcement. We announced it a couple times, and then
Yeah.
we didn't do our normal kind of like, okay, guys, remember we're going live. So we'll do better next week.
Yeah, we'll announce better. We'll start like on a Monday or Tuesday and get the posts out and do different things that way.
Yeah, and those of you that are here, we're back. We're going to do the best we can to be here every Saturday with you, like we have been doing for the past, year and a half?
Yeah. I think was it? It was
I can't even remember.
It was 2020, September 2020 when we went live, I believe.
Wow, was that our first live? That seems like
Something like that.
so long.
August, September, something like that.
We've learned a lot through the year,
Yeah. Oh,
couple
yeah.
years that we've
Oh,
been
my
doing
gosh.
this, and we've there were so many of you that would show up regularly. There was an amazing community, and we're hoping to kind of find you guys again and pull you back in so we can all share ideas like we did before. It was really fun.
Yeah, I know. We've been really itching to get back.
I know, we
this, and
have.
So, yeah, and Mark, we were wondering if you were going to make it
I
today,
know
so
you're
we're
not
really
here.
happy you're here, buddy.
I know.
So,
Okay.
Oh.
So, poll and that.
so in this now long-term
Long-term.
water saving, like
Okay.
past this fall, maybe into this next spring or summer of 2023.
Or beyond. I mean, this could
beyond.
be a big project for some of you. Maybe if you were willing to put in the time and effort and maybe have been kind of thinking about this for a while, maybe it's time,
Yeah.
redesign your garden. It's kind of a big, like, it doesn't mean maybe rip everything out, but try adding more water, drought tolerant plants, native plants, things that once established won't need as much water.
Yep, and it's like grouping the plants together for their water needs, which
Oh, yeah.
we should kind of do anyway, but it doesn't happen a lot of
Doesn't-
times because we go to the garden or we go to the garden center and hey, that looks pretty. Hey, that looks pretty. I want one of those and those. And
I do it every time,
and
you guys.
bring it all home, and then now what?
I mean, we have zinnias out. We just brought home because we aren't growing any zinnias this year.
No,
So
we're not.
talk about
Now we are.
Anyway,
Now we
I
are.
know.
We are.
Segue.
But yeah, so it's hard sometimes to have that design, to have all your plants grouped together for their water needs. It's a lot, sometimes, most of the time, not sometimes, most of the time, it's a hodgepodge of water needs in your garden because it all looks so beautiful. So, but if you're going to do a big redesign, especially to conserve water, you can definitely group different plants together that have the same water needs, sun needs, of course. And that includes, natives, drought tolerant, heat tolerant plants, even herbs.
Just add
Yeah.
herbs. And plus, it's beneficial for you. The pollinators love it. I mean, all of these plants are obviously pollinator friendly. I mean, depending on what you add, but so many benefits.
Yep, and along the redesign of a garden, that also can include the redesign, soil conditioning, adding in rock mulch in different areas like that, but also your irrigation.
I know, right?
Your irrigation for water efficiency and use. If you have certain plants that all need a certain amount of water, then you're going to have a certain type of water nozzle or sprinkler head or something like that, and it's only going to put out so much water to a specific spot in your garden, and you can conserve water that way too. So you're really pinpointing that water use.
I know. It's it could be a big project. It could be as simple as just, adding one rain barrel and just get that started. Then maybe the following year you add another rain barrel or you add drip irrigation, and which means, you might want to kind of dig some soil back or pull back your mulch, lay all your irrigation down, then recover it. So it could be a project, right?
Oh yeah.
But the payoff is so worth it.
Yeah, it's great to do. Now, another long term, We're gonna say it
Oh my
again.
gosh.
It's rearing its ugly head back again.
32% of you agree with us.
Eliminating the lawn, long term. To get this done maybe next spring or next summer or whatever. Yeah, eliminating your lawn or parts of your lawn. So
It goes together with redesign,
it,
right?
it
If you
does. It
can
really
kind of
does.
just
So, but
tweak it.
that's all we're going to say about it right
That's
now.
it.
Yeah, that's
We're
it.
not going to
Okay.
go into that any longer.
Next up is adding self-watering containers.
There it is again.
There it is
Okay,
again.
so, because it's kind of maybe it's more of a, well, I kind of need to invest, save a little money, see which kinds I want, what sizes and whatnot.
There's a lot of options out there too, not just from Crescent
Yeah.
Gardens,
Oh, right.
and
There's so
from
many different.
companies and sources, and not just Amazon.
Oh, who are the friends that we met out of Oregon they made daisy chain?
Oh, yeah, daisy chain,
Oh boy.
daisy chain
There's
watering
lots of
system.
right.
Here, do you mind looking it up, or
Oh,
because I can't?
really cool. Their patent is in
Sorry.
progress right now.
No, they got it.
Oh, they got the
They got the
great.
patent, yeah. So sorry guys, I asked Allison to do it because my computer's
I can do
running
it.
the software to stream this. So if we do anything else on this, it completely messes up
over
the
there.
stream and all this stuff. So I can't do it on my computer. So we got to do it on Allison's computer. So
So yeah, well, I'll look that up
but
while
Daisy
we
Chain, they're out of Oregon. I think they're out
Daisy
of,
Garden
is it
Systems.
Portland or maybe Eugene?
I think it's Portland area. Daisy Rain Garden
Daisy
Systems.
Rain.
You know what? I'll put their link
Yes.
in our stream or
I
our
can't remember.
chat right now.
Jeff.
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 Yes.
Jeff is one of the owners.
We've
It's a
talked to
husband
him
and
a few
wife team.
times.
Their son works with them too. Great family, great company. They know their stuff. Go to, what is that?
It's daisyraingarden.com. I just put it in our chat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Daisy Rain Garden, all one word.com. Go check out their systems. It is super cool how they've designed this. And you get a whole system, and it's easy to set up, comes with instructions, and Jeff and his family will get right back to you if you have a question. They're fast. We know this for a fact.
Yeah.
So, but what a cool system. So go check it out. And that's all we need to say about that.
That's another option in it. Yeah. Okay.
So they don't want to.
But maybe you don't have a container garden, right? So maybe you want to add even more mulch. Oh wait, I skipped one. Collecting more rainwater. This is a backup. So back to collecting rainwater. Right now, like if you're thinking long term, this gives you time to like find the system or the type of barrel or whatever you want to use. Maybe you're gonna make like DIY it. There might be ways to do that. Which
And
always love
if you watched
DIY.
our other videos, we like to DIY.
We DIY. But this would be a good time to get it set up in the early spring after the frost, and no risk of anything freezing, and just collect as much water as you can.
We noticed, at Costco, when we got our rain barrels, it was in like January or February.
It was early, yeah.
But it was
right after
like
the first of the year.
it was like maybe midwinter, early to midwinter. They had them on sale, and so we went and we bought them, and they sat. But look at your local, either Costco's or whatever, maybe Home Depot's, or I don't know, even Wilco, if you got Wilco or some type of feed store, farm store. Look for those because they'll have them out really early in the season usually, and then you can get a good deal on them.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And I wanted to mention too, not only rain barrels are good for collecting rainwater, but there's a lot of different projects out there and videos that show, we don't have one, but you can basically take like tin metal roofing, put it at a slant on like soil or some land somewhere where it's wide open and gets a lot of rain. You can have the rain hit that, collect it in a gutter, and then put it into another type of cistern.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean a lot of people actually do that.
Idea.
Yeah, and you can just kind of place those around if you need to. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean there's so many options depending on your budget. Just maybe this is where this is a long-term thing. You need to do some research and kind of find what's going to work best with your situation. So lots of ideas.
Oh, lots.
The last couple ideas here you've seen already. It's just worth mentioning again. Hey, add even more mulch, and also make sure to check those hoses and wands at the beginning of your garden season next year. To make sure everything's in tip-top shape.
Yeah,
right?
leaks.
No leaks.
And breaks in the line, and washers.
You don't want to waste any water, right?
Yeah. So yeah, and again, let us know in the chat if you tried these or you have something works really well in your garden that you do to conserve water.
I have to say, I feel really fortunate that we live in an area that we don't have to. We have a lot of rain.
We're so spoiled,
especially out here by the beach. But we don't have.
Well, even further inland.
Anyway.
Even further inland.
But it's also something that a lot of gardeners in our area do because it's just kind of the right thing to do. Is just to try to use as little water as possible.
It's a resource. It's a natural resource, and it's scarce. And there's a cost to it. So
I
if
know,
you
and
save the water, you can save on your water bill too.
but
Because the
those,
cost of everything's going
yeah,
up. Oh
right.
my God.
But those of you that live in drought-prone areas,
Hmm.
we would love to hear from you, especially on things that you've already done and implemented that work. Because we would maybe that would help other people too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, that's kind of it. It was just a quick
Well,
kind of couple
and I think,
hopefully new ideas for you. Maybe you've heard a lot of those already, but we're really thankful Mary Ailman, who I don't believe is here, but hopefully we'll catch the replay. This was a question she posed to us a couple weeks ago, just kind of like, hey, do you have any ideas for saving more water in the garden? And we're like, that's a great idea for all of us to talk about.
hmm,
So
totally, yeah.
yeah,
So thank you, Neri,
thank you, Mary.
for submitting that and letting us know because this is a great topic.
Yeah, that's
So
yeah.
yeah. So
Oh, okay,
so moving on from that,
okay.
or is there anything in the chat?
No,
Okay,
we're good
we're good to go.
here.
Okay.
So we've got we just wanted to let you know some upcoming lives
Hmm.
in case you're curious or interested in any of these topics or just want to come and hang out and talk about your garden with us and everybody else. So next Saturday, next Saturday, we will be
Yep.
here.
9 a.m., buddy.
Common flower and plant pests in our garden. We can kind of like commiserate over all our pests and
Yeah.
things that work and
What got destroyed? What's getting
yeah,
chewed on currently?
and solutions, of
And
course.
maybe also some of the challenges, but also some of the successes that we've had.
Yeah, I know.
We want you to be able to come here and share those too, because um, it just feels good to be able to say, I got him, I took care of it. So anyway.
And then yeah, you're right. And then the following Saturday on the 20th, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to be live with you, but we're going to do a Q&A video from your questions. So we're going to try to hit as many as we can.
Yeah, and you know what? If you have a specific question that you want us to possibly cover in that Q&A, drop it down below or drop it, I guess, drop it in the chat or drop it down below in the comments. Actually, drop it in the comments.
Comments
Because
would
we'll
be
be able to
easier.
track
Yeah.
it easier that way. So drop it in this video's comments area, and then we'll be able to come and check those out. And then hopefully we can grab your audience idea question, and then we'll take it from there and do it in that pre-recorded live.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So,
Then the following Saturday, we're going to do something about propagation in late summer, early fall, just because we love propagating. What did we figure? We have close to 40 videos about things we've propagated.
yeah,
Something
we have
like
a
that.
lot of them actually.
So we have some exciting news coming up regarding that too. And then the
Yep.
following Saturday, DVD.
TBD.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know yet. And that, I think, isn't that Labor Day?
Oh, that might be Labor
weekend?
Day.
Labor Day weekend?
That might be Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, so, but okay. So,
Well, I don't know. Do we go live on Labor Day weekend?
yes, we do.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
I
it's
say
good to
yes.
be here.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat. Do we go live on Labor Day?
Well, we're here. We're not planning on
No.
traveling.
We got no plans. We're going to be gardening.
Not only is there COVID, now there's monkeypox.
Oh my
So
God.
it's like,
I
wow,
know.
maybe we'll just stay home forever
Yeah.
and just talk to you guys from our.
An extended staycation.
Okay. We don't want to start the day with stress, though. Let's look at our
No.
poll. What's on your garden task list today?
Totally.
40% of you said watering. Okay. 40% said everything. Can't wait to garden today. And 20% of you said nothing. No one is weeding today, which sounds amazing. That's perfect.
That means everybody's on top of their garden. There's no weeds anywhere.
No weeding.
That's awesome.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So with that, I think that's about it for today's live. Again, we didn't do a Q&A of questions from the audience like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want us to think about maybe adding that back in, let us know in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
If that's something you enjoyed and liked being a part of, we're just kind of trying this out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're willing to kind of change it up, and
Yeah.
we're actually just here on these Saturday mornings just to kind of talk
We
with you.
try to just, you guys.
Hear what's going on with you. We have topics so we can have something, a main theme to talk about, but also it's just, it's about just talking with you guys and you guys talking with each other. So
We've met so many amazing people through this, live kind of chat that we don't want to stop because it's just been a lot of fun to connect with a lot of you all over, not only the US, but in England. So
India.
we had Australia.
Yep.
So we're just happy to be back with you guys. And yeah, if you have any comments or suggestions for us for going forward, let us know in the comments.
And we also get a kick out of hearing how you might do a certain thing in your garden, how you garden, and it's fun. It's really fun to hear.
It is. So with that, I guess.
Yeah, I think we're good.
That's it
So
for
I think
today.
that's it today. But thank you for being here, everybody.
Thank you so much for coming. I know that
Yeah.
we didn't super announce this.
Mark, we're going to do better next time.
Kind of just showed up. But yeah, we'll
Yeah.
kind of wanted a soft announcement. It's kind of like a soft opening, again.
Yes.
But yeah, so with that, we'll have a video coming out tomorrow on YouTube.
Yes. Yes.
And other videos coming up through the week. So,
Yeah.
and we'll be back next Saturday.
Yep. And you can always reach out to us either in the comments or an email, SeanandAllisonSpokenGarden.com. And yeah.
Or find us on social too. We're pretty active on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes.
Not so much Facebook.
No.
We're kind of like,
That's a whole different animal.
we don't really get in, but we love Instagram. We do a lot of stories.
Yes.
And then we're on Twitter too.
Yeah. And you can DM us on either Instagram or Twitter, and we, those pop up a lot for us, so we can get back to you pretty fast.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank you.
tuning in, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Yep. See you guys later.
Have a great day in your garden.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.